All right, so we actually did build a really cool barn door out of Wormy Chestnut. It was from an old house right up the street, actually. It was getting torn down, so we got a few boards and we made this barn door, and it was to cover this hole. It's a storage area in our loft, and right now it's like got some trash in there. We just wanted to utilize this space with a door, and a barn door happened to be something that would work really nicely to do that. So this video is really more about the hardware though. I've done a couple of these in the past, but it's actually been a long time since I've done one, so I had a few questions when I was reading the instructions. I'm going to share what I figured out and how I did it in the hopes it'll help you figure out how to hang your barn door a little easier. All right, so I bought this barn door kit from Lowe's. It was a stock item. It came with a 6-foot track, the rollers, it came with the stops for the track, spacers for the wall, pucks to keep the door from jumping off the track, and this little guide to keep your door where you want it on the floor. And my first question was, the first thing I want to note about this track is that the lag bolts that hold it to the wall are about 20 inches on center, and that's a weird spacing, and I think they did this on purpose so that you don't try to mount it through the drywall onto the studs, because it's supposed to be mounted to a header board like this. Most studs are 16 inches on center spacing or 24. Since this is 20, that's an odd spacing, and it's not really going to work mounting it right on the drywall to your studs, and I think that's on purpose. So you have to mount this header board. One of my first questions was, how thick of a header board do I need to use? And my answer was, I think it needs to be about the same thickness as the trim that your door is going to be running over. That way it spaces this off the wall and your door doesn't rub on the trim as you move it. So in this case, I used a 3/4 inch thick by 72 inch long header board. I mounted it to each stud with two 3-inch T25 screws, and they were pre-painted black. I bought those at Lowe's as well, and you can see on down the wall, all the studs have those screws mounting the header board to the wall really well, because the header board is going to hold the whole weight of the track and the door. The wall supports nothing except for the header board. One of the first things that confused me was how far left or right do I need to mount the header board and the track. The instructions say that it has to be at least 2 inches past the door opening, but in my case I had lots of extra track since my door wasn't as wide as a 36-inch door, which this will accommodate. So what I did was actually center the track on the right edge of the door opening. That way I have the same amount of track sticking out both ends past the stop once they're installed. The second question I had, since I had the option to build my own door here, was how wide of a door should I make? Should I make it cover the entire width of the trim, or just barely cover the opening? And what I ended up doing was making the door cover past the opening by about 1.5 inches on each side. You can see over here, also 1.5 inches, but it does not cover the whole trim. 1.5 inches was enough to where you couldn't see behind the door and into the opening, and that way you could still see the trim on the wall as well, which I liked. So if you're gonna buy a door for your own barn door project, I'd recommend getting one that's at least 2 inches wider than your opening for 1 inch overlap on each side. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is these bumper stops that contact the rail right here to stop the door in position. And I want to make a note, and this is very important, that there's certain positions on the track you cannot mount these, like right here where there's a spacer and a bolt. I could not move this stop any further to the right. So it's a great idea to do some planning as to where your bracket is going to mount on the door so that you don't need to mount this stop in a place that you cannot mount it. So this kit also came with these things right here, and I call this thing a safety puck. And basically you put these on and it prevents the door from lifting up and jumping the rollers off the track. When you do want to take the door off the track, these can roll to this position and then you can lift the door and take it off the track. But in this position, the door cannot pop off accidentally. All right, let's talk about the floor guide here, and this keeps the bottom of the door from swaying back and forth like this, and this is absolutely necessary. This door came with two types. This type goes on either side. It also came with a type where you could route a groove in the bottom of your door and it would be mounted directly under the door. I chose this kind because I thought it would work better, and so that's what we did. And I just want to make a note that I mounted it about as far to the right side of the door right here in the closed position, so that when you slide it to the stop in the open position, it's about as far to the left side of the door as it can be and still be a use to the door. Looks good in here. All right, my kit also came with these tiny little plastic pieces, and don't lose these like I did, because they have a purpose. It's to actually cover these threaded holes if you are not gonna use two sections of track. If you are and you're gonna do two barn doors, use a threaded bolt to mate the two sections together. But if not, we're just gonna use these little guys right here, put them in the hole, make it look nice and neat. All right, some final notes are that this door is 1.5 inches, slightly over, maybe 1 5/8 inches, and that worked fine with this setup. So you could use a full thickness door, I would say, of 1 3/4 inches, or a narrower door like a standard interior door is 1 3/8 inches would work as well. I just wanted to note that this track seems to work really well. It's really smooth. It looks really cool. So we're pretty happy with it, and so is the owner. Thanks for watching our video today. See ya.
He thinks his videos are good. So all we gotta do is upload to the YouTube channel, and people like it, click on it, and make tons of money. I mean, Perkins does it.
Yeah, if he can do it, we can do it.
Easy.
We're gonna show you how we made this sweet barn door out of some wormy chestnut.
What are you guys doing?
Nothing. Just filming a video for our YouTube channel.
Yeah. Do we even have a YouTube account?